Clap. Cool. All right.
Check.
This is Tap and Table. I'm Matthew Schnipper. I'm here today with Shepard and Joel from Third Wave Chocolate and Cinchona Coffee. I just said the H. I said I wasn't going to say the H. Cinchona, there was an H historically, so I'm not entirely wrong. Joel, quickly tell us, who are you, what is Third Wave, before we say why we're here at Provision and what we're doing today.
Yeah, so I'm Joel Bogdanoff, the owner and founder and head chocolate maker at Third Wave Chocolate Co. So we do single origin, 2-ingredient chocolate, just cacao nibs and sugar, very similar to coffee or wine. Origin, ferment, how it's made, that's all gonna dictate flavor. So that's really kind of the field and the playground that I'm in right now.
Shepard, what is Cinchona?
Yeah, Cinchona is a coffee pop-up. I've been popping up all over town, and now I'm stationed here permanently at Provision. So I'm going to be doing pairings with the Provision bakery team, but I also want to do pairings with Third Wave Chocolate. So I'm going to be using his single origin chocolates and sort of showcasing them in different drinks, rotating throughout time.
Cool. So we're at Provision. They're going to do a quick sampling for Ryan and I. And what I find exciting about this is only like one of 3 in the state that we're aware of, and there are not many people in the country doing this bean to bar chocolate, as it is called. Cool, let's get going.
Cool. Yeah, so I have a couple different chocolates set up here. One from Madagascar. Madagascar is kind of known as the gold standard for chocolate. This one has very interesting flavor profiles that we'll get into. I'll be honest, it's not my favorite, but I have people who absolutely are head over heels for the Madagascar. I also have a Uganda, that's from the Semaliki Forest area, and that's about 3,000 farm co-ops. And then last but not least, I have a Peruvian chuncho with some really interesting fruity and high acid notes in there. This one comes from a very high elevation. It's called chuncho because they have very, very small beans, just the genetics. And that again is kind of a small family farm, so everything I'm doing is gonna be certified fair trade as well as certified organic.
Destroys all the nuance of the chocolate, and it destroys most of the health benefit of making chocolate. So I'm just going to be starting with his ground chocolate bars. Pure 70% chocolate bar, goes right into your drink. Incredibly healthy, incredibly delicious. So for this I'm going to start with 30 grams of chocolate, give or take. Well, I guess I'm not going to start with 30 grams of chocolate.
23.3 grams.
23.3 grams of chocolate. Yeah, do you mind grabbing it just like I'm used to?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there's never a problem when we have to go for more chocolate. Like, all right, so we are again at Provision Bread, where Shepard and Cinchona Coffee serve. Were you 5 days a week now?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
If Provision is open, I'm open.
Initially, this was set up as a shorter pop-up, I believe 1 month, but the great news is it is going to be extended into a 6-month and potentially beyond pop-up.
I'm letting you two go first because I know it's bad at my chocolate taste out.
Okay, so these are the first, both Ugandan chocolates, raspberry powder, and then
Freeze-dried
salt, both with a little sea salt. All right, I'm gonna go right for the powder sip.
Let's do it.
Camera's over here now, Matt, just so you know. You've had hot chocolate before, you thought, but no, you have not had hot chocolate before. That's hot chocolate.
It's next level, huh?
That's incredible.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah, it just folds right like that. The raspberry flavor.
Yeah, that incorporates really nicely.
That's good.
Like if you bought one of those bars of dark chocolate with little pieces of raspberry in it, that's essentially what we're tasting, but bigger, amplified, brighter. The craft version, as we were just saying. Yeah, that's incredible. Okay, now strawberry.
I'll figure out if the experience of those big strawberry chunks is annoying or fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go annoying, but it's a holdup for the flavor merge because you have to chew that whole piece that ends up in your teeth. And
I do smell strawberries on the nose quite a bit, though. Right?
it's a nice aroma, but I don't get as much impact as I did with the raspberry. I think my favorite of the two.
Why did you make this?
I saw someone make it on Great British Bake Off and immediately said, I could make those, so I'm going to try. They were really praising the flavor, so I wanted to try them. But you could see this almost looks like a piece of cheese, right? It has kind of the oils coming out of it, just like you'd see maybe on a Parmesan or a harder cheese.
From a distance.
Apricot as well, but it's just a very unique
not
flavor.
taste like
So, kind of in context with what we're trying to do is really just try something unique, try new flavors, and see how it goes. So,
I did not expect cured egg yolk or cheese today in my hot chocolate. So thank you for surprising me. This is
all right, we did it. Let's go, Shepard.
Yeah, so the Madagascars, you may recall, did have some of those, we might call them cheesy nuts. And I thought,
the
hey,
wild
let's,
stuff.
let's double up.
The challenging, like really pungent notes. Yeah, I gotcha.
Let's just double up. Let's go crazy.
This might be a wild ride. I'll say that.
So again, this is untested. We're doing this right now.
Yeah, we haven't tried this yet.
Real time. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's brilliant, then I'll take credit.
Don't know. You didn't know chocolate could taste like that.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, there's just so much, the essence of it is left. It hasn't been baked out or cooked out or whatever.
Yeah, it's really the next level, and hence the name Third Wave. If you're familiar with coffee, that's that small local roaster that's putting the time and energy into finding those beans and making sure they're fair trade, making sure they're organic, and really developing those flavors. And that's what we're doing with chocolate. So it's been a lot of fun, that's for sure. And again, you haven't had hot chocolate, you haven't had some serious chocolate until you've tried a bean to bar chocolate bar. It doesn't have to be mine,
100%.
it's all over.
No,
but
I'm sold. You can come to Provision to try it. You can also order online.
Yep,
At
so
Third Wave.
thirdwavechocolateko.com.
Cool.
Yep. All right.
We don't need any art on this one. We're just going to be stirring this guy up.
Cool.
So my recommendation for chocolate con queso is to get a spoon, stir it around a little bit, drink some chocolate, eat some cheese, kind of experience them together as
All
much
right,
as
I
you
want
can.
you to do this one first. I
Yeah,
want to
show us
follow
how
your
here.
lead. You,
All right, let's
you
try
have a model for this.
If you say so. I'm going to just try it first. See if I notice anything yet. Oh, that's a funky chocolate.
It's
unique.
It is a very funky. I just think that's exciting. You carry it. You didn't shy away from.
Here we
like,
go.
Oh, people won't like this. It's like no,
The
this
cheese is
really
already
fun.
melted.
That's my goal. I will not shy away from any chocolate bar, any chocolate bean. I think there's room for all chocolate.
Ooh. Yeah, this is actually it's pretty good. Hope you guys don't mind all the sharing we're about to be doing.
There's a spoon there if you want it. Okay.
I'm going to follow your lead and do exactly what you did, which was this is one of the more interesting things I've eaten or drank at the same time texturally in my life. I think. Look at this.
So what
guy.
if you put both of them in there mix? What do you think of that?
I just want to try the egg.
Yeah.
throw some egg on that.
Oh, look
like-
at that.
This is like eating pizza and getting mozzarella between your mouth and the pie and the coffee. Like, this is
Beautiful.
super fun. When else was, I'm not gonna ever do this on camera until now. Fantastic.
And I'll say it, I eat a lot of chocolate, and this is a new experience for me as well.
good.
So,
Yep.
This is fun. I will say the cheese has softened that wild, funky thing we were talking about earlier. I guess the cheese and the dairy is sort of incorporated enough where it doesn't feel pungent now. As cheesy as that looks to the camera, I'm sure. I'm not tasting anything like off-puttingly pungent or weird. Like it's pretty smooth still.
I felt the same way about it actually. It sort of made it more approachable to me almost, which is bizarre because there's cheese in it, but
it would be interesting with other chocolates for sure. You know,
We talked earlier about the difference between a chocolate maker and a chocolatier.
Right.
You are the maker side of that.
right. Yeah, and that's an interesting aspect. Obviously, I get called Willy Wonka a lot, which I love. That's a great time. Who doesn't like
I'm
that?
sorry for that. I didn't mean
That
to-
is okay. You are okay.
didn't call
I
it
love
that.
it.
That wasn't me. I know what
That
he's
was
talking about.
yeah. I love it. I think it's a fun. Why not? Call me Willy Wonka if you want. If that's how you remember me, great.
Nope.
But
no, I'm gonna go Joel.
there we
every
go.
time.
That works
Just
for me.
Joel.
There's a lot of experimentation. There is a level of respect when you eat this that it deserves. You know, going side by side by side, these are drastically different chocolates. And again, that's just the bean. I'm not doing anything particularly special to make it like that. And that's a whole world of discovery. Every year there's new beans coming out. Every year there's new farms coming and saying, hey, we've developed this new cacao that tastes delicious, you know? So there's, again, that whole world just ready to be explored. And honestly, I don't want to start a coffee shop in Colorado Springs because I'm competing with the best. there's room for something like this. There's room for chocolate. There's growth. There's experimentation, and it's something that Colorado Springs as a whole, I think, can appreciate.
Well, now you can work with the best coffee shops.
Exactly, and I can't wait.
Then your name will be next to their menu, so it's smart.
Oh god, I don't want to be the first one to try this. Joel,
All
I
right,
think
Joel's turn. You're up. It's round 3. You got to be the first.
I'll try to describe what I'm going through here. This is egg yolk is very interesting. Cured egg yolk. It's cheesy. I don't want to call it fishy, but it does come from kind of those Pacific Island areas. So it does have a bit of that. Would go really well in ramen or, like a fermented fish flavor. So we'll see how this goes. It's not bad. It has a lot more of the salt flavor than I was expecting, which is nice so that you don't have to add any of that flake salt or anything like that. So I'll pass it over to you.
Now
I am not offended by that. I'll say that.
Now we have to find out if he's teasing, and when I take a sip, it's like, oh god.
he's been training for this for weeks.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there is a slightly funky, odd aroma, whatever.
It wasn't offensive though, I'll say that, which is a win. We weren't sure.
Not at all.
Okay,
And
I'm excited.
if anything, I'm back to really getting to taste the chocolate.
Yeah.
Now, in this case, I do taste the chocolate more and those elements that are more wild or funky. We talked about earlier about this particular Madagascar chocolate.
That's kind of good.
Isn't that?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
The egg yolk has a very umami flavor.
It's pushing weird for me, for sure. But I think it pairs nicely. Like it kind of accentuates the chocolate.
This one's more of like a garnish level too. It's not as much as the cheese.
Yeah, it's heavy.
And I feel like kind of like round 1 where we talked about the raspberry blended and we didn't taste the chocolate as pure. In this round, we do taste the chocolate more pure on this second go around, and we can enjoy that versus, hey, it became melded with the cheese and has that nice creaminess. But
I don't think there was anything wrong with that one, which is good. We were not sure. Again, doing it live, we were kind of like, hey, this is a wild flavor, let's try it. And we tried earlier.
I'm going to drink 6 of these and share.
When in doubt, use more
even
wood
then, you're not
chips.
having like...
It's not a can of Coke.
Yeah, exactly. A can of Coke's like 30 grams. So.
I have a lot of like diabetic people that have purchased from me, and since it is such an intense chocolate, just in the flavor profile, you could eat a square, a gram of sugar, and they're totally fine. And so that's really nice because I'm, again, not trying to cover up those notes that you get in the chocolate, which is sugar or dairy. So
Okay.
this is fun.
So I have a little bit of pecan. I'm just gonna try and get some smoke stuck to the inside of this cup because I want this to be kind of subtle. But when I flip this cup over, like that smoke's really gonna be stuck enough that we're gonna taste it in the drink. It's not gonna be too carcinogenic, right?
Would it be better to rub the chocolate on the inside so it has something to bind to because it has the fats, or no?
Yeah, there's gonna be enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be enough. So I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute.
I like that idea.
Yeah, better maybe isn't the right word, but this is how you make a drink, right? We spitball, we ballpark, we see what's gonna work.
Now remind me.
So this is chuncho, very fruity. So I think the fruit and the smoke are actually gonna be quite nice together. Kind of the two ends of the spectrum coming together.
So just to catch you up, we are at Provision Bread with Cinchona and Third Wave chocolate, and we are testing some drinks with hot chocolate with Shepard and Joel. And this is a new round where we're going to try some different elements of smoke in the chocolate. In round 1, we tried some strawberry and raspberry essences. In round 2, which was by far the weirdest and most fun I've ever had with chocolate and things, we had cheese, farmer's cheese, and then cured egg yolk. So that was super fun. And now we're playing with smoke, which, as we learned as children, is always great. Fire and smoke, super fun. Never lets you down.
Never. It does smell good already, I'll say that.
Yeah, it does.
Which is interesting.
This is like when we start to get into that overlap with like the cocktail world of
Exactly.
smoked whiskey drinks and things. So
Yeah, maybe let's hit it with smoke one more time. Just why not?
For the Instagram, there you go. You need the glass bell over the top of it when you serve it. Tell me if I'm in your way, I'm sorry.
Hopefully we don't set off a fire alarm. Everybody,
We could crack the gate.
pray to your respective deities.
I gotta imagine more smoke is happening in here.
Oh, that has to be true.
Smoke smells good.
Do we know what type of smoke we're working with here? Pecan.
I think I probably used this for a cocktail competition once or something. Oh no, I know what I did. I did smoked cold brew and cherry drink.
Interesting. She's like a cordial cherry syrup or something like that, or was it just? Is that a dumb question? I don't know.
I did cherries in sugar for a couple of days, so a little bit like a Korean chong. Blended it. I don't remember exactly how that drink worked out. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah, so a reminder, this chocolate is from Peru. It's called the chuncho. It's a very small bean, and it's very fruity, so it's high altitude, which lends to that fruitiness. Peru has very acidic soil, which is leading to that fruitiness as well. I personally have found a deep love and respect for Peruvian chocolate, and you see a lot of that on my shelves, just because it does have those really fun fruit notes that you don't expect in chocolate. So take this one away. I think it'll go well with the fruit and chocolate, or the fruit and smoke.
I'll try first. Well, it's delicious because I just taste the chocolate.
Okay.
A little bit of smoke on the aroma, but not a lot. I think we would have to find something to get that smoke to bind to more.
Yeah. So one thing we could do, we could put chocolate and smoke in a sealed container and just leave it for 20, 30 minutes. And all the smoke will just settle onto the
I
chocolate.
have something that would work. Give me just a moment.
Okay.
That's really good chocolate.
It is really good. Yeah.
Holy cow.
It's just great on its own, but the smoke didn't quite clean.
Yeah, I would say in terms of smoking it, that was a failed attempt. For sure. But it's delicious.
Looked pretty, didn't work, but Joel has an idea.
I have an
and
idea.
That idea is
So this right here is cocoa butter. This is what comes out of coca. So when you press coca nibs, you get cocoa powder and you get cocoa butter. Most of the time this goes off to cosmetic companies, cocoa butter lotions, creams. Big commercial chocolate can make more money selling that, and they'll add palm oils and things like that. So this is really truly kind of the essence of chocolate. I don't know if you can smell it already, but
oh yeah, I bought this before and I made chocolate at home. And
there you go.
It is the most incredible,
It's just a very
primal smell, kind of like it's just.
So you want to try rubbing this around?
I think rubbing that in there and giving it something to bind to might be worth a shot.
All right,
I could be wrong,
experiment, since the failed, we're calling it a failed attempt, even though it's super delicious to drink, just because the chocolate's really good. But in this realm, we really want to try it with smoke, though. So Joel's idea: rub this on the side, and you're thinking the smoke would bind to the fat.
I'm hoping so. So this melts at about 88 degrees. So any temperature, your body temperature, that's why chocolate melts in your mouth. Even a little increase over what we're at now is going to help that kind of melt, and I'm hoping the smoke will kind of infuse with it.
Yeah, this stuff
could be wrong, but who knows?
Incredible. I mean, when they talk about superfoods, like that's such a buzzword now, but this is the superfood. It is so nutritious and healthy. I mean, this is when you talk about why is chocolate good for you, this is the chocolate that's good for you.
This is really the expensive part. This is what people are after. Woo. Put that down there.
All right.
Okay. We'll just let that sit for a minute.
Now, do you think this will
During
work?
this episode, we anoint ourselves with smoke. This is how we do it. Actually, it smells really good.
It smells very good.
Gentlemen, please anoint yourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Do a smoke
time.
bath,
So I think what I'll do is I'll let this sit for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Then I'll just flip it over, pour this straight in there.
Great.
See if we still get that. See if that smoke comes through at all.
Do you think this will work, or is this a?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
That's a great
kind
idea.
of want it not to work. I want one of our segments to just fall on its face and be like,
We can't make it work.
this is why
Sorry.
it's definitely a tasting and an experiment, because it didn't work. And so not everything works out in life. This will be a good lesson for all the kids watching this. We don't have any child audience, by the way, but if we ever get a child audience and you're watching, here's the lesson. It doesn't always work out in life.
I'll say this. I've talked to a chocolate maker that soaks their cocoa beans before they roast it in Jack Daniels. and then lay it out and that all evaporates off. So I think you could probably do something like you're saying where you more seal it together, especially before that pre-roast, so where there's still some moisture in there, and then as I roast it, that kind of come out a little more. So that could be an experiment in the future.
Quick question, if you were gonna hack it and you just wanted some smoke essence or smoky something, it would be the cheat of that, but could you use like a tobacco bitter, like a smoke bitters type thing that would be more in a cocktail application, anything in that realm that would bring, and do not say liquid smoke. I didn't say liquid smoke. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
I was wondering if you were going to bring it up.
No liquid smoke, no. But is there anything in the cocktail world that would add that smokiness that's a drop kind of quick?
Oh man, I haven't
hack?
had cocktails in too long. I'm trying to think. What's smoky in cocktails?
See, Shepard used to be a bartender as well, so that's why I'm asking.
Supposedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's your twin.
I don't know. I would think that certain Amari might have what we're looking for. There's something that I haven't been able to think of the name of. It's not Chinar, but I believe another artichoke or similar like root Amaro that is really smoky, but again, I don't remember the name. It's something really intense.
Okay.
Maybe you could get away with this kind of chocolate might be fun with other things too, like green walnut liqueur, nocino, aged in barrels. Anything aged in a barrel probably is going to be really good.
I mean, that chocolate
That's
is
pretty
just,
nice. Yeah, you guys
so
are.
good.
I would personally put Amaro in my hot chocolate
Yeah.
though, or chartreuse. I think chartreuse is the number one greatest thing ever to go into a hot chocolate.
Really?
Okay.
What about
Unbelievable.
You can't get chartreuse because of the whole thing. What about
can
the
get-
boomsma? Is it like?
Oh yeah, boomsma, absolutely. I was making boomsma hot chocolates a couple of weeks ago, and
Okay.
it was awesome.
I have yet to try this in my life, so now I need to obtain. Okay, well, we're just going to take this next door and find Jacob over there. I think Jacob's over.
I think he's at
at
work.
11:18,
Yeah,
So.
There you
I'm
go.
pretty sure I saw him walk into his work.
Actually, I think they have a tasting tonight, so we could definitely bring this over to Jacob and be like,
Hey,
Jacob, I have a baguette.
A baguette.
For you."
It worked. Let's
It
go.
worked. Damn it, I wanted one thing to fail today.
I don't think it's necessarily better, but it worked.
Some
That
say we're pros.
smells, now it smells like a mezcal or something.
There's nothing
Actually,
wrong
pretty
with
strong. There's a lot of smoke stuck to that.
Interesting. That's what I was. Oh wow, yeah, on the nose
It's
there.
actually
It really
too
hits
much,
you.
maybe.
I mean, I love that simple collaboration, like Joel, like, hey, let me just wipe the rim, and it worked. Like, that's awesome.
I'll say this. This really reminds me of camping.
Yeah.
You know, you have that kind of campfire smoke, the wood smoke, and then as a kid, the hot chocolate, the s'more. So I don't. Is it a lot? Absolutely. But I don't think that's a bad thing because it does really invoke that memory, at least for me.
And if you wanted to garnish with something or add something, given you just said campfire, can you think of something? Would I be wrong to say something marshmallowy? Could you make a marshmallow?
Oh, absolutely.
Like even a dab of fluff on
Toasted
top.
marshmallows, marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
I think it would be easy to get them to do homemade marshmallows.
They do it.
So in terms of, I want to collaborate not only with Joel, but also with Provision Bread. Devin at Provision is happy to come up with stuff, and
Yeah.
she would definitely make marshmallows.
I had that at District 11 one night. They had Bombardier's
Oh, they're so
marshmallows.
good.
Those were
Yeah.
so good.
Those are-
And they were making, I can't remember, like a smoked old fashioned, whatever
Yeah.
it was. Oh no, they were using that campfire whiskey. What's the name of that thing? I'll think of the brand, but like it's super good. It's got like a marshmallowy thing
Yeah.
going on. Anyway, but that was a fun little garnish, and you got to eat the gourmet marshmallows. So.
I don't want to plug too much, but
I need one
announcing
more.
now in the near future we're going to be opening kind of a dessert bar in here, and that's one of the things that I've really been developing with Provision is a s'more. So I did a pop-up and just a really nice fruity ganache in the center of that marshmallow on the graham cracker and toasted right there, and it's really good. So I get to do something like that. Like you said, just a little fluff, toasted up, presentation's beautiful, and it tastes great.
Cool. You want to do how about a standalone segment on that? We'll just announce that, like a little clip about him. Okay.
Wasn't that what that was?
Basically.
Great.
I don't know if you needed like a look at the camera thing or it's
No, that's perfect.
perfect.
Hey,
Great.
come check me out.
All right. What else do we have? We have one more.
And obviously those pair very well together, and experiencing that here.
I'm with you. Like, I would like it more up front. I'm getting it on the back now.
Yeah, that's where it got
So
me.
if there was another layer that could add that spice up front, but the fade is really nice. Like the 15 seconds later kind of culmination of it all.
There's definitely a story of some kind in there. You know, it's not just that one note right up front. So that's interesting.
I think you could incorporate the oil into the chocolate when you're mixing it, or into the milk when you're steaming it, or into the whipped cream.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would necessarily make it better, but it might be that aeration makes it
try
a little bit more
mixing it up
prominent
a little
initially. Sure, let's try it.
So you might get a little
Just-
incorporation of that.
Let's just mix this whole thing up.
Not as pretty, huh?
I wonder if I should be using the other thing. The whisk.
I thought about
Let's
that.
try it. Let's just
but I was
taste it.
like,
It's
how
weird
much
looking. It
are
looks
we
like
gonna throw in
curds
these
now.
little cracks.
You know, I was vacuuming. I don't know if you saw that. Let's see, mixed up. We'll try it out.
Oh, this chocolate's so good.
This is much more interesting.
Really? Well,
I believe
like,
so.
It looks like curds floating in the chocolate.
It is a much more interesting.
Right up front,
Yeah.
the mixing it together brings out like more forward notes, and then the burn still comes later. But
It's a little pop. It's not as intense though with
no.
the heat.
I think the oil should be incorporated with the milk then,
Yeah.
or the chocolate, either way. But
Man, that's
blended
good.
in.
That is much more interesting to say the least.
That's actually really, really good.
That is really
That
nice.
might be
That-
my
that might go on the menu.
second or third favorite of the day. All right, if you have to pick favorites as we outro here, what would your favorite experiment of the day be? Either just because it didn't work and it was fun and you wouldn't do it, like the salted egg yolk, or loved this, it's going on the menu.
Yeah. My favorite was the egg yolk. I think it's really cool that you can do something that strange, and it at least inspires you, even if it doesn't necessarily go on the next menu. You know that whatever the realm of things that you can do and you can serve to people is massive and it's unexplored. So that's my favorite.
Yeah, I really like this last one, I think. But with the egg yolk, you know, I think we've all tasted a lot of food, but that's something that we all were kind of like, we'll try it, see how it goes. So that's really interesting, just that there's always something new out there to explore. So I really like this last one. I think incorporated like that, there's a lot of interesting flavors. You get the fruit of the chocolate, so nothing's overpowering. The salted cream is really nice. You get a little hint of that kick in the back. So I really like that last one. I could drink that all night.
Yeah, that came together beautifully after it was more melded. That second presentation was like solidified this one. So
All right.
this one's great. But I did like round one a lot, just because it was a really approachable, fruity, nice spotlight of the chocolate, and I think that's like one of the easiest. Like I could see that going very well on the menu because everyone is going to like that, and you're not.
Yeah.
That's not a challenging one. That's just oh gosh, this is so good, and look at this nice little raspberry back end or whatever. So.
That's the more commercially viable one, even though it's phenomenal, right? But I think there's room for that as well. So,
Well, thank you for joining us on Tap and Table. This has been probably my favorite episode ever because chocolate. More chocolate at that.
Yeah.
So,
Yep,
cheers.
absolutely.
Chocolate.
Yeah,
What do you
cheers.
cheers over? Do you cheers chocolate? I don't know.
oh, why not?
Why not?
We're
Okay,
here.
I'll cheers
Here,
the
we'll
egg
grab
one.
that.
Who knows what I'll get? I'll get the cheese.
Yeah, I get the weird one.
I'll try to get a. That's all swag.
Here, I'm going to trade you. I feel bad. You should enjoy the last good one.
Oh, you should have traded me. You wouldn't trade me.
Oh, but you both have. Now
take
you
a
both have
sip.
your favorites of the day, though.
Take a sip,
So
pass it
this is
around.
good.
Take it.
All right, cheers.
All right, cheers, everybody.
All right.
Oh, the eggs get worse and worse.
Thanks. Good morning.
Oh, it's getting so eggy.
This one is so good.
It's getting so eggy.
That cheese is still good. The cheese is